that's what writing assists and support with. Writing assists and support with establishing a point within yourself, where you stand and can look at things in a sense objectively, yet within that objectivity still remain as part of it at the same time.
In the subject of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're clear on a few points with regards to your interactions and participation with people.
Yeah.
In general. Okay, relationships we'll get to as a last point, meaning physical relationships.
Okay.
We're now only looking at the structure of your life.
Yeah, social networking.
Yes. So to speak. Same point, really. You can quite compare it to social networking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, commitment. Okay, commitment is very closely related to discipline. Okay, discipline is a point that you have resolved within yourself quite effectively, very much also due to your heritage. It's become a very natural point to be disciplined within yourself, your reality, in relation to structure, because that structure within your discipline has supported you immensely throughout your life in keeping you stable within your experience of yourself in reality. It's, again, just moving back to heritage, so you can be quite grateful in terms of that point.
I can see
Many
that.
people struggle with discipline.
I know.
But to you, it's very natural. It's just who you are. It's how you are.
Yeah.
Very
All
cool.
my life, yeah.
Yeah. Now, commitment is making a decision in relation to a point and then disciplining yourself in living that decision as you within your reality here. That's the definition of commitment in relation to what we're suggesting you look at. So basically, it's taking a decision, amalgamating it with discipline, living it, and there you have your basis of commitment.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, it's two facets. You've got your self-commitment, and you've got within that self-commitment, the living aspect thereof is your commitment to self in relation to, or you've got your direct point of living in terms of self-commitment, and then you've got your point of becoming in terms of the particular decision that you've made. For example, you've made a decision, you're living that decision. Even though that decision is not yet here, it is here as you. Yeah. You're then living that decision into existence within reality.
Yeah, living it out, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at, in terms of the decision, you've got your basic living principles, okay, which is your self-honesty, your writing, your self-corrective application, and breathing. You've slightly recently a bit fallen on the writing.
Yeah.
Self-honesty still there, you just haven't lived it in quite an active way as much, because here on the farm the environment is already to a certain regard quite natural.
Yes.
Yeah. However, within reality you'll be facing and have to be standing a lot more clear within your self-honesty. For that you require your writing, at least half an hour a day.
Yeah.
If not even that half an hour, 15 minutes. But keep that application of sitting and just writing, even if it's just one thought.
Oh, definitely. I mean, before that's how I mainly walked my process, writing every day.
Yes.
Every single day.
Yes. And that's how you got to where and how you are now. Have you seen how it's assisted and supported you in internalizing the looking at points commonsensically without the emotional component interfering, where you can just immediately see, breathe, let go of the reactions, direct.
Yeah.
It's not a process of months, maybe a few days or a week.
Yeah.
There's still sometimes tinges of experiences that come up, but I mean, it's not like a point that completely makes you fall.
No.
No. No. You realize it's fucking not worth it.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So this point of decision you've already walked. You've already established your commitment in relation to this point, which is you're already living your decision in terms of the discipline of your application in relation to self-honesty, breath, writing, self-corrective application, wherein within that you are living yourself into your self-existence as equality and oneness. Okay? That's in relation to self-commitment. Now let's look at self-commitment in relation to existence as a whole, is in terms of establishing the direction that you're going to be walking within your reality. Meaning, you've got your certain point of where you want to end up in, a point where you can assist as many humans as possible.
Yes.
Okay. So what you require doing firstly is assessing practically how you're going to get there. Okay. So for example, within your studying that you're going to be finishing, correct? You've got that time to establish a timeline for yourself, so to speak. What I mean by timeline is assessing what would you require to get yourself into a position of where you want to be and being able to assist and support practically in reality as many humans as possible. What type of relationships do you require forming? What type of people have connections? Where? How do you access it? How do you get into that? What background knowledge, information, procedures do you require to follow to be able to attain such a point within reality? So from a certain perspective, walking in the matrix is a form of attaining goals.
Yeah.
So you have your long-term goals, so to speak, and you can have a look at how you can walk towards that point within all the other sub-points that require, so you can call it sub-goals that's required to be able to walk towards that goal.
Yeah.
Okay. The ladder, they
point.
call it the ladder of success, so to speak. But all you're doing is, it's like you're taking all your resources and you take them from back of you and you pull them in with you as you start walking and walking and walking, and you're gathering all your resources within you. So it's like kind of devouring reality in a way and getting yourself at this point of stance on your chair of royalty in reality where you have reached successfully your goal. Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of while you're finishing studies, you've still got quite a while to prepare yourself sufficiently, and even within that already starting with your first point, which is your social networking.
Yes, definitely.
Be very interesting. Get to know people's backgrounds. Do their parents have connections? Things like that. Establish points. See what doors open within your world. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Assess every point critically in relation to your goal, and realize that they're access points and that you're walking this point not from a perspective of using them, but realizing that these beings are coming into your world and they are in your world, and you are able to assist and support yourself to get to that point to inevitably assist and support them.
Yeah, as well.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
They're stepping stones.
Yeah.
But within that, realize in terms of the relationship networks that you'll be establishing is, if you look at it from a future perspective, you'll be assisting and supporting them and maybe their children that they'll be producing and their children that they'll be producing and things like that. So always remember that context in which you're walking in relation to your relationships.
Cool.
See if you can gather as many matrix connections as possible.
Yeah.
Now use what is here to your advantage, so to speak. Not from a perspective of self-interest, but as they say, for the greater good. Okay. Just to get away that perception or belief or idea of using someone. That is an idea and a perception.
Yeah.
Meaning all relationships that you form, you are the directive principle, the directive point in relation to how that relationship is going to be and what both will benefit from it, so to speak. I mean, you can really take any person in terms of what you'll be meeting, and you'll realize that you're the central point that determine the experience and the assistance and support and the outflow of that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to abuse really, because the principle itself stands by itself.
Exactly.
Once.
Yes. Any questions so far?
No.
Clear.
It's clear. Right.